Fever. I'm Corey LaFever, your host. I'd like to welcome you back today. Today we're going to be talking about indoor plants, and I got one lined up for you that's kind of a cool little plant. That's the Audrey Ficus, which is a banyan tree. It's the national tree for in India, which is kind of cool. This tree is often grown indoors, but it can grow outdoors, and it can grow huge. It shoots off air roots, which then penetrate into the ground and become basically stems. So it's kind of a air root slash stem tree, which gives it a multi-stem look. In the wild, it's really cool. It's believed that Buddha sat underneath it and achieved enlightenment under these trees. Now it makes it, why a lot of people grow these plants indoors is because it tends to be a little bit easier than the fiddle leaf plant. I don't have a ton of experience with this particular plant. I had it given to me by a sister-in-law, thank you. I believe she stuck 2 of them in one pot, which you can see here. So we're gonna have to probably separate this here soon before those roots get too entwined. They're growing real well, real easy. They grow great in homes. They prefer a set between around 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Environment is ideal. They can handle warmer temperatures, but it wouldn't drop below 60 degrees. They are heavy growers, so you are going to want to give either fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, or some compost. I'd recommend compost. You can even take a handful or a cupful of potting mix and throw it in there each year. They will outgrow a lot of pots, and they do tend to grow to the size of the pot. The point of growing a tree inside of your home is for the big leaf. Now the Audrey Ficus has a cool quality on its leaves, which I really dig, they tend to have a velvety type texture, which is kind of cool. But then when you spray them down and wet them down and humidify them, they tend to get wet, and then that velvety type texture tends to hold the moisture, and it gives it a very shimmering or a shining look to it, even without stuff like neem oil and whatnot. So it's kind of cool. If you do decide to repot it, you're going to want to do it about every other year. If you're going up the stages to a larger pot. It is a heavy feeder, and they do grow pretty quick once they start going. So that's the recommended amount. Now, obviously, if it's not growing very fast and the conditions aren't perfect for it, and it slows its growth, you can extend that or not, but I would recommend around 2 years. As far as light goes, they like bright light. Bright indirect light is preferable. They can handle filtered light and do quite well in lower filtered lights. So blinds or a sheer curtain in front of a bright window will work really well. Watering is like a lot of my plants. Stick your finger in it. If it's dry between 1 to 3 inches or 2 to 3 inches down, then you know you need to re-water it. You don't want it to dry out too quickly, because they do like humidity, and it is a tropical plant, so therefore they do like the high humidity and water. However, they do like well-drained soil, and they like the water to pass through the pot and not sit in water. So stick your finger in it. If you feel moisture, just stick it up to your knuckle, and if you feel moisture, then you're probably fine to leave it. If you don't feel anything and the soil feels dry, go ahead and give it some water. One indicator that you are watering too little is the leaves will curl and get crisp on the tips and even brown a little bit. You get dark spots on the leaves. They tend to rot and then dry out and flake off. So the dark spots are an indicator that you're overwatering it. As you can see here, this is damage from my new kitten. If you're a subscriber and you've seen the previous video, I talked a lot about how to protect your indoor plants against your cats or your kittens if you have kittens or cats. This is some damage from mine. Mine did a lot of damage to my indoor house plants this summer. The Audrey Ficus actually did pretty well against them. However, he did nibble on the tips, as you can see right here. Pests, you're looking at scale bugs, mealy bugs, and spider mites. I've had mine for almost a year now. They've grown quite well. and I've seen no pests. So as of right now, it has not been an issue for me. If I get anything in the future, I'll let you know. It's a epiphyte in how it produces. Anyway, that about covers the Audrey Ficus. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to add to this, please do so. Any suggestions for videos is always welcomed. Once again, smash that like button below. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. I make a comment if you have any questions. I'm good at getting back at my comments. For the most part, I pretty much get them all. And I appreciate you being here. Appreciate your time, and want to thank you. Thank all my subscribers. You guys are the best, and I'll be back soon. Till then, make our world a paradise, 1 yard at a time.